All right, Adelaide, I should say, wanted our help. We made this offer a couple of weeks ago. We've gotten so many emails about it that we will do background checks for you. We'll pay for it. We've got the PI. All you have to agree to is getting the results on the Bert Show. So many of you guys hit us up. Now, Adelaide here meets a dude on vacation. She thinks he's great, but now he wants to come into town. Hey, Adelaide.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us all about this dude.
Thanks so much for your help. Yeah, I do like him. He's really sweet. We met a couple weeks ago, like on fall break. I'm a teacher, so a couple of girlfriends and I went down to Hilton Head, and we were just having a nice time and met this guy, and he's just, he was so normal, which I feel like is such a rarity these times. And he was
that's literally where the bar is set.
Wow. Normal. It's almost a red flag now. Oh, he's too normal. There's nothing wrong with this guy.
I know. Why do you think I'm here?
Right.
No, he's very sweet, though. He said, we were talking, and, he shared that he was divorced recently, like a year ago, and he has kids, and he was planning, he planned this vacation with his kids, but ended up that his wife still had the kids for the break, so he still came down. So he was very, I don't know, he was just so laid back, very comfortable in his skin, like a really great guy, and, we've been talking and texting, ever since, so... I'm I have good vibes about him. I think he's a good person. My friends were all there. They were, no one was like, oh my gosh, crazy. But he's, we've been texting, and, recently he asked, if I'd like to come up and visit him, and he lives in Charlotte. So I don't know, something in me just was that's a big next, that's a big next step, going to visit someone. And then when I heard you guys, I was like, maybe I'll just have them do a background check to make sure he's not, a serial killer or something before I go up there.
Yeah,
but
he's going to be.
Does that pop up on a background check?
A serial killer? I think so. I think convicted for murder.
That's what I'm counting on, guys.
Convicted for murder probably comes up. Yeah.
I hope so. Let's hope that's not what shows up, but let's hope that does show up on correct people.
And you said that he's comfortable in his own skin. He's probably checking you out to be comfortable in your skin.
Wow.
Oh, stop.
Wow, that got dark.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Is it a red flag that now, how many days did you guys actually spend together?
I was down there for 5 days, and we didn't I was there with my friends, so it's not like I spent 5 days straight with him. It's just I think we met up four times, and then, but we were chatting, and everyone was on vacation, so I'm not saying, I'm not obsessed over here, but before I commit to next step, I'd like to make sure I'm not setting myself up for massive failure.
It just feels safer to me. If you're going to do one of these, it should be a home game rather than on the road. He's asking you to come up to his city, and that to me makes it I don't know, somehow more dangerous. No?
Yeah, no, absolutely. For the first couple of dates, I've always felt like, if anything, I should go out my way so that you feel safer. I should come towards you. So yeah, I get that.
No, that's solid advice. Maybe that's part of, because I don't have this awful gut feeling. I just have a reservation, and maybe that's just part of it, being no, I think he should come down here. But either way, you guys said you'd help, so
and we did.
But you haven't seen any signs at all of any reason to be concerned?
No, just I think just reservations in myself, just
Sure.
a small gut feeling this way. But he seems so sweet, which I know we've joked, but that isn't very normal anymore. So now I'm I don't want my past trauma to be, projecting onto my future. But if I could get your help, that'd be good.
So just precautionary measures before you have this strange man come visit.
Yeah. Before I commit to visiting him, or vice versa now. Now that you guys have pointed that out, maybe I'll just turn the tables on him.
Yeah, that feels a lot safer to me than anything else. Gosh, there used to be a day where we weren't really worried about all this stuff. I don't know why it seems more dangerous now than it used to be. But man, if this was a friend of mine, I'd be under no circumstance, even if we don't find anything out about the guy, would I go, yeah, just go ahead, throw caution to the wind, go for it.
No, it was just as dangerous back in the 70s and the 80s and even before then. When you watch any crime docs, you're like, God, this stuff was going on when I was a kid.
Right. It's just more in our face now.
It's more information.
Yeah.
How about social media-wise? There's nothing there that indicates to you any kind of red flag whatsoever?
No, he doesn't have a lot up. Like he doesn't like post a ton. But what I've seen, he looks normal. But he does. It's not like super invasive. Like you can't see like, oh, what were they doing last Christmas? Like he's kind of like a vague poster. So it's not. No real sleuthing. I'm sharing a lot. I'm sounding like a crazy right now, and I could tell. But
no, you don't sound crazy at all, actually. I'm glad we're doing this. Okay, so Tommy did get our PI involved. They did do the background check, so give us a couple of minutes here, and we will tell you what we found out, and if we consider it, quote unquote, or you consider it, safe or not to go visit him after only hanging out 4 times, okay?
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Bert Show's background check coming up next. This makes perfect sense to me. Like, you don't even know this dude. She barely even knows him. They meet on vacation. They hang out with each other on and off for like 4 days, but they're vibing. They're feeling it, right? They get back, and they live in different cities. So he's like, why don't you come hang out with me, right? She's like, all right, sounds romantic, but is it dangerous or not? So Adelaide reached out to us. And she's like, hey, can you guys do a background check on me, for me? Which we've said, sure, we'll do those things, you guys. We'll pay for them. We've got a PI that will do them. You just got to find out the results on the Bert Show. So that's what we got going on right now. So, Tom, you want to take it from here?
Sure. So from the info that Adelaide gave me, I was able to reach out to our PI friend.
And Adelaide, you're still with us, right?
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Okay.
So I gave our PI the guy's first and last name, a link to his Facebook page, which is really the only social that we had on him, the town he lives in, and the first name of his ex-wife and kids. Plus, Adelaide told us that he works for himself and he does freelance video production. So our PI was able to do a background search on him and did some research as well. And his full name, address, occupation, all seemed to check out.
Okay.
Adelaide is accurate in that he does not have much of a social media presence or digital footprint. The only thing, like I said, was the link to his Facebook page. And even with that, he doesn't post a whole lot. Our PI wasn't able to find any other social media pages linked to him. We did do a criminal background check on him and found that he had gotten 2 DUIs. One was back in 2008, which if you do the time, probably would have been about college age for him. And the most recent was just last year, which would maybe indicate that he was going through a rough time last year.
Is that any kind of red flag for you right there? Is that enough for you to go, I don't know? Or are you more forgiving than that?
It's a tiny red flag. Tiny red flag.
Ooh, it's a meatball.
A meatball flag.
It's a what?
It's a meatball red flag, remember? One of those little ones that you put into...
There are no meatball red flags. There are 3 red flags. One is the size that you'd see at the car dealership. One is the size of a flag over your garage. And the other one is like a parade route flag. There are 3 flags. There are no meatball flags.
There are 5 flags.
There are 3 flags.
Okay. Adelaide, I'm sorry. They're a little triggered in the studio.
Whichever one's the smallest. Parade one then.
The parade one. The parade one.
All right. Well, put the little one down and get ready to pick up the big one.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Abigail mentioned he had been going through a divorce.
Adelaide.
What did I say?
Abigail.
Same old lady.
What's the matter? Why are you insulting her?
Adelaide, I apologize on behalf of our cranky studio director. Eat a Snickers.
I'm hoping they got his name right.
Well, I apologize that your mom didn't name you Abigail.
Sorry, Adelaide.
I was about to compliment her on her name when we had her back on because I love Adelaide. I think that's so pretty.
Sweet Adelaide.
He already told me I need to be worried. Let's go, guys.
All right.
I'm sorry, we just ran out of time. We're gonna.
All right. Adelaide mentioned he had been going through a divorce. However, our PI also did an extensive search to find information on his marriage, divorce, ex-wife. Nothing came up at all. Now, usually if you're married, like a marriage license would pop up where you could see it, stuff like that. If you're divorced, same thing. There is no evidence to suggest that this guy has ever been married, divorced, or has children.
All right, so what was his story to you, Abigail Adelaide?
That doesn't make sense. No, he had said he got divorced last year. I mean, and he was planning on going to Hilton Head with his kids, and that's why he was there. That's so that was not what I was expecting. I thought people lie about being married, not lie about not being. What?
I will say this, aside from the 2 DUIs and the non-existent wife and kids, nothing suspicious.
Clean as a whistle. Now, is there anybody listening that can figure out why somebody would make up that they are married and have had kids? 1-855-BERT Show. Is he at the age where, like, if he hasn't engaged in, like, some kind of relationship, it's a red flag if he's not in a committed relationship? So maybe he's going over the top?
I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know. I'm so, I guess that's just really not what I was expecting. I mean, I was expecting a little bit of something, but I'm like very thrown. I'm just like, it just kind of honestly makes me want to like think about it and talk to him about it and like see what now that I have this like information, see what he says about it and then kind of like go from there. But I just feel really, I'm like, why? Yeah, I don't know. I'm like,
hang out for 1 second because I see the phone lines are lit up and Romeo is putting them on hold. Let's see
why somebody who would normally, like you, what I think Adelaide was trying to say is that that's something you would hide, that you are married, got divorced, have kids, but to go the opposite direction and concoct this story that you were married, got divorced last year, you were supposed to vacation with your kids, blah, blah, blah. That seems like an odd thing to put out there while you're dating. That's not true.
Hey, Kelly, good morning. You're part of the Bert Show. Hi.
Good morning, guys. I love how juicy the story is getting, but I'm an investigator for a living. He could have been married in a different county or state, and they don't have access to the public record.
So that's possible.
So there's not like there's not a national background check you can do?
I mean, there's background checks that law enforcement has, but it's not going to tell you if you've like been married and divorced. I mean, you can like go on True People Search and this and that, but actually having those direct marriage license records are county knowledge in some counties. So if you go to public records index search, and you can find out everything.
Okay, so there's still some hope there.
Kelly, hang on. I want to get your info. Hang on.
Yeah.
One can never have too many investigators.
Yes, I know, right? When we were doing research back in the day and we couldn't afford investigators, my friends and I would search up registries. So, and that is like, it's like all you have to do is have the state. So you could go to different websites and you just general wedding registries, baby registries. And if you have the couple's last name, sometimes you would need you need the ex's name though. Ugh.
Let me take one more call on this. Hey, Jack, good morning. You're part of the Bert Show.
Good morning, guys. This kind of thing happened to me with a girl that I met, and that dude is definitely like 100% still protecting or seeing his baby mama or his ex-wife, whatever she is.
So you're saying that's one of those big it's a big flag. It's not a meatball flag.
That's like if you can't find the marriage license, or if he's withholding information about it, absolutely.
So you can purposely hide that?
Yes, so.
I didn't know that.
Sounds like it. All right, Jack. I appreciate you calling.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. You too. All right, Adelaide. So that's what we got for you right there. I don't know how you bring this up to him. That's on you right there, but that's what we found, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. That's very helpful.
Yeah, will you circle back with us when you find out, and so we can just get some closure on it?
Is it
Is
it creepy and inappropriate for her to ask to see pictures of his kids?
No. I don't think so.
I'd love to see those little guys. Show me that little cute. But then he could just go ahead and he could print any kids out.
Oh, he could just like Google. But then you could do a reverse Google. Then you could do the reverse Google image search. And if they pop up on Google image, then you know he's really handsome.
Dude, shady.
The Bert Show.
So first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get the Bert Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.